Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this video. So as you can tell today, and by the title of this video, we have got another deck. I can't really say that this is an unboxing because I have been using this deck for several weeks now and absolutely love this, but I did promise that I would do can you call it a flip through? Just showing each of the cards here in the TrueBlack deck. When I saw this deck on Instagram, I immediately fell in love. It is one of the most beautiful decks I've ever seen, and I was just so drawn to it. And I do have other tarot decks, but this one just absolutely has my heart, and I am so completely satisfied with this deck that I honestly have no desire for another tarot deck because this just, oh, it makes me so happy. It is so beautiful. But anyway, this is a deck by Arthur Wang. Unfortunately, I missed the Kickstarter. That's where this whole thing got started. It was a Kickstarter campaign first, and now he's selling them on his website. They are printed here in the US. He does the edging on the deck, which I will show, of course, and everything like that. So it's completely American made, gorgeous, and in my honest opinion, it is a bit pricey, but to me it is worth every penny because I don't know, I'm just, like I said, I am so drawn to this deck. I just love it and everything like that. I have also pulled out the Game of Thrones tarot, which is the first tarot deck that I ever got. So I can show you a comparison of why I think this deck is truly worth the money. Now, would I immediately go out having been a very novice tarot reader? If you are a beginner, I would say that you should probably try another deck first, because even myself, I do sometimes get a little confused, especially when I'm in the minor arcana with the difference between the wands and the swords. This does go with the Rider-Waite style, so if you are familiar with that, you can very easily use this one as well. So let's just get to showing you guys what all this does, or what all is in here. So just the box in and of itself is so luxurious and beautiful. It is a very nice kind of a cardboard box that has got the UV coating in certain areas that you will see throughout the deck. It's a magnetic flip box, so it keeps your cards nice and secure. It's got TrueBlack on the front, and then on the inside it says, "It is only in darkness that we see the stars." And then here on the top we have got the guidebook. So the guidebook, I think, is really good. It's got that beautiful UV coating on it as well. It goes through each card. The major arcana cards get 2 pages per card, and then the minors, they have 1 page per card. I think that it's really neat how he blends both the artwork that he used on here with the meanings of each card. I think they're, and then you've got a little introduction here. He kind of explains what the major arcana is, and then you go right into the cards. So if you are a beginner, I would say probably you need to use a more in-depth explanation of each card, because sometimes I do like to read the descriptions on the guidebook first, just to kind of see what the artist had in mind whenever he was creating this deck. But I do tend to use a bigger tarot book that kind of explains each card and the situations and all that kind of stuff. So just something to keep in mind if you're a beginner, because I do consider myself a beginner still. So let's get to the cards. 5 minutes in. Okay, so the very first card that you will see is this TrueBlack one, and I keep it in here just because. And then this is what all the card backs look like. So these cards are so black. They're just this beautiful matte black that no matter what kind of light hits them, like I've got my ring light here, you can see where that matte is. So they photograph really well. If you're an Instagrammer, just that's kind of something to keep in mind. These do photograph beautifully. So you can see it's just the UV coating that shines. And I absolutely love that. All of the edging on these, Arthur hand painted himself. So they have just a matte black edging on them. Now, what makes these cards so beautiful is if you've ever felt like a NARS packaging, they're very thick. First of all, they feel like cardstock, and it just feels so, I guess, robust in your hands. And the feel of each card, it feels like that NARS packaging, so it feels like rose petal smooth, and oh, they're just so luxurious. These cards are also, I think he put on his website that they are supposed to be like 300% thicker than a regular tarot deck. So let me pull out my other deck here to show y'all a size comparison of how thick these cards are. So here I've got my Game of Thrones tarot, which I am guessing is about a normal tarot deck size. Look at that. So in this deck, there's actually 79 cards rather than the normal 78. There's a special card that he added in here, but you can clearly tell just side-by-side comparison. They are normal tarot card size, but they are thick. They're very, very thick cards. So I thought that'd be a pretty good visual for y'all to see exactly how thick they are. Now let's go through the artwork. So I'm just gonna show y'all all the cards. So we've got the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, Hierophant, the Lovers, Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Destiny, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, Star, Moon. This is probably my favorite card in this deck. I think this card is just gorgeous. Sun, Judgment, World, and this would be the end of the normal major arcana cards, but here we've got a special card, and it is called Anant, or Anant. I think it's Anant. So that is a very special card that he added in here. And there's also a description of this card in the guidebook as well. Okay, now we're going into the minor arcana. So we are going to start with wands. So we've got Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, and the King of Wands. Next we have the Cups. So we start with Ace, next we have the Swords, it's actually the card I pulled today. And then the Pentacles, I really like this card too. I think this is the only card that has any kind of a blue in it. As you can tell that there's a very there's a theme of using really warm colors like golds and yellows and reds and oranges. There's very, very few cool tones in this deck. There's all kinds of animals and everything like that. I think on his website he said that every card that has a human form on it, he modeled after someone that he knew. And finally, the King. This deck, out of the decks that I have, this one gives me the most in-depth, accurate readings. I have a very, very serious connection with this deck, even more so than any of the other decks that I have. Probably the second most connected deck for me is the Sacred Rebels Oracle, but this deck absolutely has my heart. I love this thing. It is my baby. If I travel and do readings, it's going with me. This, I can honestly say, will probably be my ride or die deck. And I know that may sound funny, but honestly, I really do feel like you get the best and most accurate readings from cards that really just speak to you. And I think I mentioned this in one of my videos, one of my planner videos, but I can start the day, because this is a morning ritual for me now. I pull a card every single day, write it in my tarot journal. I can start the day thinking, where in the world is this coming from? And then by the end of the day, it's true. Like, I'll go back and look at the end of the day in my tarot journal just to kind of write things down that have gone through the day, and there it is. So I get extremely accurate readings with this, and I just absolutely love this deck. I am so happy that I was able to get one of these, because they look like that they do sell out quickly. So If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to see future unboxings, or just kind of like flip throughs of tarot decks or oracle decks, I will for sure leave them here. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see future videos, please hit subscribe. I would love to have you over here. And other than that, I will talk to y'all soon. Bye everybody.